Do I even need to say anything? Do I? Alright, let's go. How you doing? It's your boy here, Apollo from Down Down Up Up. In my row because it's time to go through another lovely Christmas review. Today, it's nothing hard to talk about. It's borderline the greatest animated Christmas short of all time. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Of course, referring to the original cartoon, handled by Chuck Jones, who did a lot of Looney Tunes cartoons, and narrated by one of my favorite actors of all time, Boris Karloff. If you are not familiar with him, Frankenstein. That's really all I need to say. More or less Frankenstein's monster. So, what makes How the Grinch Stole Christmas such a memorable, nostalgic blast in Christmas past? It's got about everything you need. It's got snow. It's got great side little characters. It's got great holiday jingles, a lot of classic, easy to sing along Christmas music in this. And it's got a character that will forever live on through Christmas and through commercialization, the Grinch. So if you're not really familiar with the story, what are you doing here? First of all, you should just watch this. Running time is about half an hour, but there's a little town in a valley surrounded by mountains. They are called the Who's, and they seem to enjoy the best out of life, especially around Christmas time. But living far up in the mountains is a crusty old bird named the Grinch. He doesn't seem to get Christmas and hates it when it comes around because he has to put up with so much noise from the little town, whether it's them playing with their presents, running around screaming, feasting, or singing. So he finally loses it after 53 years of putting up with it and wants to ruin their Christmas. But how? He gets the idea when his dog gets some snow dropped on him, making it look like he has the Santa Claus beard. And if you are not familiar with the infamous Grinch smile, check the thumbnail of this video. He knows what he has to do. He makes himself a little Santa Claus costume, sort of ties down some antler, some antlers. Yeah, I think it was maybe just one antler to his dog's head, and grabs some bags, grabs a sled, goes down there Christmas Eve, and just about takes everything he can get his hands on from those people while they are all sleeping. All the presents, decorations, food, everything you can imagine. Everything. He almost gets caught from little Cindy Lou, a little girl who wakes up in the middle of the night. But unfortunately for her, being only around 2, she mistakes the Grinch for the actual Santa Claus, and the Grinch gets away with it. Christmas morning, he is riding high with everything he's taken from the little town. But then that's when he understands what Christmas is really all about. In a really touching scene, too. That's really as far as I'm going to go. It's one of the best Christmas specials you could watch. Is it the best? That is always up for opinion. Me? No, it's not the best. I would probably say second best. But yeah, it's safe to assume that there is just one more that I always save Christmas Eve. I consider the best of all time. But you can never go wrong with this. And check out how beat up this thing is, too. As in the case, I've had this in my family since I was 3, 4. It's a classic. You can't go wrong with the original Grinch. That's really all I have to go off by the original. If there is one thing I can add, recently, and when I say recently, I want to say a year ago, I was sitting down with my friends. We do a movie night. Fun stuff. And one of my friends happened to pick the Grinch special starring Jim Carrey. And if you haven't seen it, I wouldn't. I'm fun with a lot of new movies, shows, everything. I try to look at it through the best. I did not smile, chuckle, laugh, grin during any of that movie. The Jim Carrey's Grinch is something that almost ruined the original for me. It's a disrespectful slap in the face of something that a lot of people hold near and dear to Christmas spirit. And bottom line, didn't need to be made, didn't even need to be thought of. I'm not sure how the new animated Grinch is, because now I know there's another one. So if you want to see something besides the original, maybe check out the new animated one. Maybe that's good, and maybe for your kids. But steer clear of the Jim Carrey movie. If you can hold a sense of humor and don't value this to my extremes, you might enjoy it. I'll be honest, I'm thankful that I have lost about 90% of the plot from my memory from the Jim Carrey Grinch. It helps that already Jim Carrey isn't one of my favorite actors. He's a cringe fest on screen. Like, him and Adam Sandler are definitely both neck and neck for who is just the most cringy in movies. And not funny, cringy. That's not a good sign. But I'm thankful to say it didn't ruin my perspective of the original. But man, did it suck. I think that's all I have to go off the Grinch. But back to the positive note, you can't go wrong with this. It's a classic. Everything about it is beautiful. And it's just still so great that they got Boris Karloff to narrate it. That means so much more to me today than it did when I was a kid. Can't go wrong. Have a great day, everyone. I might be on here one more time with something else, but we're narrowing it down. There might only be 5, 6 reviews left coming in the next week. So we'll see where we go. Have a lovely day. Keep it real.